Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We have breaking news out of Bismarck, where the superintendent of public instruction, Kirsten Baszler, says the governor is looking into an executive order that would have school districts explore alternative approaches, specifically online learning, given the coronavirus concerns. Baszler says the goal is to come up with a plan that continues learning and keeps North Dakotans safe. There is no plan currently to extend the current closure for schools in the state beyond the end of the week. More breaking news today. 2 more people in North Dakota have tested positive for the coronavirus disease. One case is a woman in her 20s from Cass County with a history of international travel. The other is a man in his 60s from Ward County. The North Dakota Department of Health says today's announcement brings the total number of cases in the state to 3. A total of 74 tests were performed today, 2 of those positive. Governor Doug Burgum said today in a media briefing, if you are sick, stay home.
If you're not feeling the best, you get up and you go to work anyway. You go put in a full day's work. That's what the culture of our state has been. And we have to try to let go of that North Dakota tough for a while and try to adopt something new, which I'll call North Dakota smart. North Dakota smart is you figure out a way to protect other people by, even when you think you can make it and you can tough it out, right now make a decision that you don't.
The state health department also says they are actively monitoring 31 people for the virus. Health officials announced today that the number of positive coronavirus cases in the state has risen from 54 to 60. The cases continue to cluster near the Twin Cities. As of today, over 2,000 Minnesotans have been tested for the illness. Health officials say those with questions about COVID-19 can call the Minnesota Department of Health hotline. That phone number is 651-201-3920. Meanwhile, South Dakota is now up to its 11th confirmed case of COVID-19. One person has died in that state. Officials say although that person did have an underlying health condition, he died because of COVID-19. A total of 551 people in that state have been tested. Again, that's South Dakota. The state's website says 35 cases are pending as of today. Great to see the sunshine today, but now we're getting ready for some changes late tonight or overnight. Hutch has more from the First Alert Storm Team Center. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Andrea. As we head into the evening, we do have a few high clouds here in the FM area, but as we look at the radar, we're seeing some showers showing up. Not all of this, if in fact most of this not reaching the ground yet. But we do have changes on the way as we head into the late night hours. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows that mainly after 11 to midnight, we'll start to see snow spread northward. There'll be areas of low clouds, fog, freezing, mist, and drizzle as well. We could have some light accumulations as we begin our day up north. But for this evening, temperatures hovering right around 30 to 32 degrees. Our chance of any precipitation at all in Fargo does not increase until after midnight. In Grand Forks, it'll be later than that, with temperatures in the 20s, a better chance of some snow in your area or freezing drizzle. So watch for some slippery spots first thing in the morning up north. Hour-by-hour details on that, and we'll check in on a Thursday storm system that looks to be pretty potent for the nation's central plains. I'll have details on how that impacts us here in a minute.
All right, thanks, Hutch. In an effort to curb the spread of the coronavirus, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz called for the closure of bars and restaurants for dine-in customers. Many are following that lead just across the Red River, but one local bar is taking new measures to keep their doors open for you. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey joins us live from Wild Terra to explain all this. Courtney?
Yeah, that's right, Andrea. I'm out in front of Wild Terra, and if you're not familiar, it's a locally owned cider bar in downtown Fargo. Now, starting today, they are offering curbside pickup to combat COVID-19. You see, they got signs right out here, right out front. This is where you're going to pull in, right in front of the building. All you have to do is call ahead. They'll bring you out that food, that can, whatever it is you ordered. But that's not the only option. I just got done talking to the owners. They say they're not closing their doors just yet. I want to take you inside, though, and show you how they are going to be keeping you safe during the virus. Come on inside. This is the inside of Wild Terra. They've got a layer here. They've got another one upstairs. And as you can see, they have cleared out these tables and a lot of chairs. They're going to be seating people farther away from each other to practice that social distancing. Now, they say as the news with the coronavirus develops, they'll make changes as needed. But for now, they want Wild Terra to be a place you can still come and get a meal. Live in Fargo, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
All right. Thanks, Courtney, for that live report. The Department of Justice announced today a lawsuit that was filed alleging that Hampton Corporation Incorporated has failed to design and construct multifamily residential properties that are accessible to people with disabilities. The properties with alleged violations include the townhomes at Charleswood in West Fargo and 3 others in Grand Forks, Carrington Court Townhouse Apartments, Southampton Townhomes, and the Steeples Apartments. The lawsuit is asking for a court order prohibiting Hampton Corporation from designing future properties in the same manner. It also asks for physical modifications to those properties. The White House announced today that it is pitching a $3 trillion economic package to combat the coronavirus outbreak, $250 billion of which would be used for direct payments to Americans.
The payroll tax holiday would get people money over the next 6 to 8 months. We're looking at sending checks to Americans immediately. And what we've heard from hardworking Americans, many companies have now shut down, whether it's bars or restaurants. Americans need cash now, and the president wants to get cash now. And I mean now, in the next 2 weeks.
The White House said that if Congress acts quickly, checks could go out to Americans by late April. North Dakota Senator Kevin Cramer weighed in today on the spread of COVID-19 and says social distancing is important.
To actually exercise the social distancing that we believe is important to flattening this curve, we ought to be practicing it. Just as I've said, I don't want to enhance the panic by panicking. I also don't want to send the wrong signal to constituents that it applies to you but not to me.
Cramer says now is the time to look at regulatory issues and how a recovery can take place faster. Even the biggest mall in Minnesota and one of the largest in the world is not immune to the impacts of coronavirus. The Mall of America closed at 5 p.m. today. Officials say they will remain closed through at least March 31st due to the fallout over COVID-19 and concerns about playing a role in the potential spreading of the virus. The motto for many in the Valley is keep on keeping on as we continue to push through the changes COVID-19 is bringing to local businesses and residents. Jason Ahmet and his crew at Meats by John and Wayne in Fargo say they have had their hands full. They've gone through 800 pounds of meat in the last 3 days. That's typically what they go through in a span of 2 weeks.
It's not just us working, it's the community and everybody teaming together. If everybody just teams up, we'll get through it a lot faster. You get to see new faces and meet new people, and then which in turn just leads to new customers down the road.
Ahmet adds that on the bright side, this is a great way to see new faces and meet new people. West Fargo Public Schools are pulling together to help feed the kids in our community. They spent the morning passing out free breakfast and lunch to families because of COVID-19 school closures. They'll be doing this each morning for the rest of the week. It's for all kids up to age 18, and kids must be present to get these meals. Many people stopped by South Elementary in West Fargo expressing how thankful they are for the opportunity. School officials say they are happy to help.
We've had a lot of staff and others willing to step in and help, and we know that we help feed that need during the school year of feeding them breakfast and lunch, and so in this time we're really excited to be able to help.
You should look for a yellow school bus at these locations. The ongoing distribution of meals will be announced following school closure decisions. We will be sure to post the full list of locations and pickup times on our website. Fargo police have responded for the second day in a row to smash and grabs. What you can do to protect yourself is coming up later on Valley News Live at 6.
Beautiful sunshine to start the day today as we enjoyed some blue skies, and temperatures warmed slowly here in the Southern Valley, but we do have some cold air and wintry conditions as we close out the last half of our week. Details are straight ahead.